Hi, guys.
Hey, guys. This is Mark.
And this is Michelle.
This is Mark and Michelle.
We are here tonight again.
Again!
Because we want to be.
Yes.
And hopefully because you're learning something from us.
So tonight we're going to talk about all the aspects of the diet and that you have to do all of them.
Yes. We need to stress how important every component of the diet is, of medical medium is, because they all work together. And so leaving out one part is actually going to going to hinder your healing. There we go. I guess that's...
It might even look like you're not healing at all if you don't do it.
Hey, Krista!
Hi, Krista.
And yes, exactly. And if you've been doing medical medium, or for that matter, any other diet that has worked for you in the past and it stopped working, what have you changed? So I'm not going to answer that question now. We're just going to talk about the medical medium components and go through those and why they work, how they work, that kind of thing. But let's first start with the celery juice. Now, medical medium says 16 ounces of celery juice if you can stand it, or 8 ounces if it's too much, or less than that if 8 ounces is too much, or maybe 2 ounces if that's 4 ounces is too much. Anyway, but the celery juice, the whole point of the celery juice, as he says, is to kill viruses, bacteria, and just as importantly, to bolster hydrochloric acid concentrations in your stomach.
And all the miraculous mineral salts that are in that.
See, that's, if you've ever noticed, that's why celery can taste salty, or like it's been seasoned with salt.
And that's why you have that seasoning called celery salt.
Right. And you know, it's not salt that they've taken and put celery in. They've juiced celery and have allowed the water to evaporate and the salts that are left. Now, that would be an expensive way to do it, but that gives you the salts from the celery.
Celery juice is so important. He wrote a whole book on celery juice.
He did, I think. Is that an older book or a more recent one?
It's the most recent.
Most recent. Okay. So think about that. The liver is incredibly important because he wrote a book on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Celery juice is incredibly important, and he wrote a whole book on that. Now, I don't know. I mean, if you can tell the importance of something by how many pages a book has, liver probably outweighs everything else.
Looks like that.
Yeah.
By the way, I went to Half Price Books this week and found the medical medium book for $10.
Yes, that is an option. You can find it used online or find it used at a used bookstore near you. That way you don't have to pay full price. You can sometimes find it used. Why not? And because we've done that numerous times for books. So, but the celery juice really is the first step. All right. And you juice your celery. And here's the thing. And I hear people say this. And I've seen this at the store. Customers will come in and they'll buy a bunch of celery. Then they'll take it to the coffee and juice bar and say, "Can you juice this for me?" Right? And the customer will bring in jars for our employees to put the celery juice into the jars because they think, oh, if I keep these lids on tight, then I'll have fresh celery juice. No. Oxygen gets to juice and starts to break down the good things in it. Light can also break down things in it. Now, I don't know if necessarily if celery juice is susceptible to that, but I'm just going to assume that it is, right? So that's why medical medium says you have to drink fresh celery juice. What does fresh mean? Straight from the veggie, straight from the stalk. Immediate. I mean, I think he made a comment about orange juice once that said that 20 minutes after you juice an orange, it's pointless.
Same with celery juice.
Yeah, and the truth is, I think it's probably the same with any juice, because while I drink orange juice quite a bit, I don't drink it for hoping for the vitamins and the minerals and stuff, because they're gone. I mean, plus most juices have been pasteurized, and pasteurization is meant to kill bacteria. But the thing is, viruses and that type of thing. But what it is a rapid heating and cooling, another rapid heating and another cooling at least. And when you rapidly heat juices, you destroy the vitamins, the minerals. You may not destroy the minerals, but you definitely destroy the vitamins and anything else good in there for you.
Now we've spent 5 minutes on celery juice. Let's move to the next
We
thing.
spent almost 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing. So the first step is celery juice. You drink it, you wait 20 minutes before you ingest anything else. The next thing you ingest is
Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie.
and right, and you've heard us talk about that. You've seen our lives on it. You've even seen us make it. You might have even seen us drink it. I don't know if we've done that.
We should do that.
Yeah, because that would be interesting. but at least we'd be following our own example, eating our own dog food. Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie. What's it good for? All right.
Well, the very interesting thing today is we found out, we were looking into pica
Mm-hmm.
and discovered that it's lead poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? The Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie
Detoxes you of,
metals. So
and
there's
lead is a metal.
So
And pica, for those of you who don't know, is ingesting or eating things that are non-food items. Coins,
dirt.
Animal feces, human feces, rocks, all kind of plastics, all kinds of things that are not food. And it is a behavior associated with autism sometimes. But interestingly enough, she pulled up one of the symptoms of lead poisoning is pica, is eating
From the Mayo
non-food items.
Clinic.
Exactly. So there you go. And so the Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie, we'll be literal about it, is a smoothie that detoxes you from heavy metals. We'll just go backwards. And heavy metals in this case are going to be things like aluminum, lead, mercury. Arsenic is kind of a metal, kind of not, but it fits in the metals category if I'm not mistaken on the periodic table. Cadmium, chromium. I would even consider gold and silver as heavy metals, because if you get like molecular silver or ionic silver or molecular gold in you, you're in trouble.
And those are different from the colloidal silver.
They are. And so the Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie goes in, the ingredients go in, they shake the metals loose. There are other ingredients that bind to the metals, and then there are other ingredients that help flush them out. All right. Now, we've talked 3 minutes on this. So do we want to move on?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about. You go ahead. What did you have in mind?
We were going to talk about lemon water.
Oh, I forgot. I always forget lemon water, and I drink lime water.
She constantly drinks it. Lime water.
I drink it all day.
Right. Lime water is a little milder than lemon water.
He wants you to drink lemon water all day to flush toxins out.
Right. Now, when you talk about toxins, or in the scientific literature, intoxicants, in this case, not really including alcohol, but heavy metals, insecticides, herbicides, viruses, stuff like that, other chemicals that you don't need in you. The lemon water is an acid, citric acid. And there are other acids in lemons and limes and stuff like that. But these acids bind to the metals and to the other chemicals, either break them down or bind to them and flush them out. And what I mean is, here's lemon juice, right? It comes along, grabs a hold of a metal, and then they get taken out of you. And that's the whole point, starting with the Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie and the cilantro that starts the detox. then the lemon water comes along and flushes all of that stuff out with the metals and the pesticides and all of that. And so with those acids from the lemon water or the lime water in your body, they just basically clean everything out of you over a period of time. It doesn't happen right away, but it happens over a period of time. When we did the 30-day cleanse.
Mm-hmm. He says it clears out the liver. So
it clears out the liver. Well, but see, then you have old drugs and other chemicals backed up in your liver. And hey, Anita, how are you? And with all of that lemon water just goes to clear your liver out too. And your liver really. When I first started doing the medical medium, I didn't really understand how important the liver was. I knew that it was one of your main detoxing organs, but I didn't understand how dysfunctional it had become over a lifetime.
Right.
Right.
Particularly with all the high-fat diets we were on, high meat, high meat.
Lots of
Is
meat.
that a high thing?
High meat, low meat, high meat. I don't know. But
high protein, that's what I'm looking for.
High protein, high fat, right. And so but then that fat also backs up, too much fat backs up in the liver as well and continues to slow the liver down even more.
Yeah, there's that whole fatty liver thing happening,
non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
That is really growing.
Yes, in other words, why it's becoming a serious problem for people's health.
Yes, at younger ages.
Yes. And so, Medical Medium did make the comment it might have been the first book, Medical Medium, in the ADHD and Autism chapter, that after you reach 18, you were probably going to have to deal with autism and ADHD-like behaviors for the rest of your life. Well, when I meet him, I can tell him that in that particular case, his spirit was not correct. Because I may still have some metals in certain parts of my brain, but believe me, a lot of them are gone.
Yeah.
They really are. And so
well, didn't he say that you would have to really stay on it?
You would have to really stay on it to maintain it.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any issues,
Well, you stayed on it really well.
I have. And so that's helped. But the lemon water is just so important for flushing out all the stuff that's gotten shaken loose or killed off by the celery juice and the heavy metal detox.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've been talking about this for a little over 4 minutes.
Let's do the strep thing, because lots of people don't understand that strep is part of autism. Now, not literally, but autistic people tend to have problems with strep and viruses.
I saw a woman today on an autism support page. She was going to be 65. She had a 40-year-old son, and he still had severe pandas. Wow. And she was dealing with aggression and violence and him running off. We're talking about a grown man with pandas.
Yeah.
Because I had it too up until recently, severely. And I wasn't violent, but I could be scary. Mm-hmm. She had to live with it. Mm-hmm. I had to live with it. So, strep. Now,
there
medical
are
medium
to avoid.
Right. Medical medium says that pandas is a viral thing. The medical community at large, Western medicine, let's go with that, says that pandas is strep based, is caused by strep. Okay. Well, either way, they can both be taken care of. They can both be fought.
Right. But if you don't know to treat yourself for viruses, then nothing's going to happen. Because I didn't know to treat myself for viruses.
Right.
And that was my whole problem.
Well, you mean when we were on gas?
Ever until medical medium.
Well, right. You never would have thought it was a problem.
It's not in Western medicine that we have all these viruses that are going on in us.
Right. Well,
causing autoimmune diseases.
Well, and those are just the virus is releasing neurotoxins, destroying your nerves. And it's funny because recently I found an article about pandas and how the behaviors were linked to damaged nerves caused by viruses eating the heavy metals in the panda sufferer's brain and then releasing neurotoxins and making the behaviors even worse.
Damaging the.
Yeah. And that article was from 24, almost 25 years ago now. So they know about it, but science is a much slower process. So, but anyway, but strep can cause a problem, a serious problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'll have breakouts of it when you detox.
Yeah.
SIBO is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And strep is one of the main culprits in that, listing the medical medium and Western medicine.
So if you have no idea what is wrong with your autistic person, just treat them for both strep and viral.
And you can. What do we use for strep? Is it
Cat's claw, echinacea,
colloidal silver, golden seal,
lemon balm. There's all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. But then we also use viral supplements as well, such as VSC, lysine is another one. What else do we use?
Lots of potatoes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Potatoes have lysine.
Colloidal silver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A
lot of them overlap because a lot of herbs are antiviral and antibacterial.
Right.
And then there's garlic.
Well, and
just raw garlic.
Garlic definitely seems to be an antibacterial.
And one of my favorite smoothie recipes is spinach, tomato,
soup smoothie,
and raw garlic cloves. It's an easy way to get raw garlic.
We need to film that smoothie.
Oh yeah, we can film that. Yeah.
And but strep can be behaviors. You can be allergic to foods, but really not allergic. It's just a strep breakout,
right,
causing either bad behaviors or intestinal problems, or
it can also be a viral outbreak.
Exactly. So you treat for both at the same time. And like I think I said this a couple nights back when we were going through the complete recovery episode, that I was doing a lot of these treatments all at the same time because you can. And
and then fruit heals so much.
Yeah, and because the antioxidants in fruit keep you from being further damaged.
Well, it supports the immune system.
It supports the immune system. There's mineral salts and all of that as well, in fruits as well. So, but treating strep/viruses, you can do that at the same time. Mm-hmm. Supplemental mostly, but keep on going with the fruit and heavy metal detox smoothie.
And garlic.
And the spinach soup smoothie with fresh garlic in it. It's all food based.
Yeah,
or supplement based, one of the two. But the supplements are all natural.
And there's all kinds of teas that you can drink. The natural herbs that you make teas from.
Do you remember the recipe for that one tea you drink?
I just pour everything in that I have.
All right.
And I have a lot of things.
And she has things like wild cherry bark. I was going to say mullein leaf. I was going to say horsehair, but
horsetail.
Horsetail. Yeah.
Thyme.
I
should just one of these days get them all out and show them to you.
Yeah, we ought to do that. That's one of his recipes, isn't it?
No, it's not a recipe. I just looked at all of the healing herbs that he has in one of the books.
Oh,
I bought the ones that nettle leaf is one. And lemon balm, really good ones.
Raspberry leaf is another.
Yeah. And so I looked in his books to see what they healed, and I chose the ones that I felt like I had, and they've been great. Mm-hmm. This herbal tea, and it tastes good. You put some honey in it.
Yeah. Honey works as an antibacterial.
Yeah, honey is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Something I couldn't eat on gaps, but now I can eat it. I didn't used to like honey, but after eating it enough on medical medium and feeling good, I was like, oh, I like honey now. I'll eat it. I even for breakfast sometimes it'll be 2 bananas, 2 oranges, and sour cherries, and all that covered in honey.
Yeah, and we think maybe that heavy metals were covering or disturbing the receptors in his
tongue,
taste buds.
taste buds, right.
Because now he's tasting things that he didn't ever taste before, and he's liking things that he's never liked.
Well, like artichokes. I never used to care about artichokes. They didn't taste like anything to me. But over the past 3 weeks or so that we've been doing the heavy metal detox smoothie again, I prepped some artichokes. I peeled them and cooked them, and for pizza. And so I did fresh artichokes because I couldn't find any without citric acid. So I did two large fresh artichokes and put them on the pizza, and I just cooked them in salted water. Man, were they good! I never tasted an artichoke like that before because I don't think I could, because my taste buds were gunked up with heavy metals and all other kinds of crap.
And that's part of the reason your kids are such picky eaters. Nothing tastes good.
And why
a lot of
they
it
have
tastes bad. And as you do this, as you do the heavy metal detox, their taste buds start waking up, and they start wanting more, and they start venturing out into new food land.
Yep. And I'll tell you, that's the reason some of them want strong flavors, is because they can't taste anything otherwise.
Or it tastes bad.
Or it tastes bad, and they don't want strong flavors.
Right.
And they want bland flavors. That's why when Michelle and I first met, she says, "You really are a man of extremes." Well, I was a man of extremes because my autism was extreme. So, and so that's something that you might want to keep in mind. It probably just tastes bad, or they can't taste it, one of the two. So anyway, just to give the quick things, the quick components of the diet that you really need to do to recap that. Start with celery juice. 16 ounces at least. If you can't do that, half that, or half 8 ounces.
Or half that, as
Right.
long as you just do a little bit to start.
Right, to start bolstering stomach acid
And if
mineral
your kid
salt.
won't drink it, start it with some apple juice or another juice that they'll drink. Put a little dribble of it in. And then the next day, put a little bit more in.
A little dribble of the celery juice in the other juice?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so do whatever you have to do to get your kid to eat the healthy stuff.
Okay, so the next thing is the heavy metal detox smoothie.
We talked about that already.
I know where you were doing the recap.
Oh, right. Doing the recap. The next thing is heavy metal detox smoothie. And we usually do 16 ounces, 20 ounces of that a day.
And if it's too strong, make less.
Do 8 ounces.
Put less in of it.
Yeah, put less cilantro in, especially because that is the very active herb.
Yeah, put one leaf in. Whatever you have to do to just at least get the beginnings of it in your body.
All right, a friend of mine at work is doing the heavy metal detox smoothie, her and her boyfriend. And she's like, "Man, I'm detoxing way too fast." I said, "Put less leaves in." She's like, "I'm only putting 5 in." I said, "Put 1 in."
Yeah.
Well, she put 1 in, and it's still working for her.
Yeah.
So.
And then as you heal, you can add more.
Exactly.
Then it'll go deeper. So you have several layers that you have to heal.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
then it was the liver and lemon water.
Lemon water. The lemon water comes after the detox smoothie. There's a reason. Because the detox smoothie shakes out all of that stuff. The lemon water comes along and then flushes it out.
You may not know this, but there are 2 ways to do this. You can do the celery juice, the lemon water, and the heavy metal detox. Sometimes people do the lemon water first, then the celery juice, because they want to flush their liver out after. It depends on how sick you are in the liver compared to everywhere else. If you are more sick with viruses, then you would do celery juice first. If you're more sick in the liver, you would do lemon water first.
Gotcha.
Then it's the heavy metal detox smoothie. It's always third.
Well, I did not know that.
Yes.
But those are the 3 major components in that order. Or you can switch it up if you feel like your liver is worse. But then after that, it's smoothies, keeping as low fat as possible, and staying away from the no foods. And here's the thing. You can't do all of the components of the diet and then keep eating the same amount of no food you've been eating. Why?
And eggs are the worst. And he did, Medical Medium did a whole live on eggs today that I haven't been able to watch yet, but I'll probably post it on here.
Mm-hmm. And that's important. You have to keep away from the no foods as much as you possibly can, especially in the initial stages of recovery for you or your loved one, because you want to get to the point to where you're so healed that you just want to keep going and you're willing to stay away from the no foods, right? And because I know her and I think we didn't do any of the no foods for like 3 or 4 months.
I don't
You
think
even longer.
I haven't done many of them at all.
She hasn't done many of them at all. I've been a little freer with mine, but I still stay off of them.
Yeah.
Because I don't go back and say, I'm going to have this nice pork steak. I don't do it.
No.
You know, I don't even do that with grass-fed beef or turkey. I may have a little bit, but that's it. And what I mean by a little bit is a couple tablespoons, but that's all. And even that's pushing it. So you really have to control your eating of no foods. Keep them out as much as possible because you'll heal quicker if you do.
You'll notice if you are off of them for a long time and then you have one, you'll feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you will.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, because you're healing so much. You've healed so much that all of a sudden you're like, ugh, I don't like feeling like this. And so that will keep you off of them.
You can also feel the viruses waking up.
She can't. All those alarm clocks going off. But anyway,
I think that's it.
I think that covers it for tonight. But keep on that celery juice, on that lemon water, and on that heavy metal detox smoothie. Keep doing it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night at the same time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.